All right. Welcome back to the Malapert Smart podcast. I'm excited to be back. I got Vlad, the wrestling expert, back with us. I also got Robert, the frozen Asian now, as he's going to be called.
Oh, gosh.
Okay, well, it's just a joke. But
It's cool.
I'll explain it to Vlad, because Vlad's not in on it. So on that video we did for Ric Flair that got like a lot of views, like 2,000 views. It's like our highest viewed video on any platform. But there were some comments, a lot of comments. We were going through the comments, me and Robert, when we were having a drink at the bar. And this was one of the comments on there. I don't know if you could read this. It said, Frozen Asian, is that you? And we're like,
I don't know who that is, but okay.
We don't know who that is. We Googled it. We Googled Frozen Asian, but all that came up was like frozen Asian food. But
is there a personality that there must be somebody called Frozen Asian or goes by that moniker?
Yeah, we were thinking maybe it was from some show or something that Robert maybe resembles somebody that guy, but I have no idea. So when we were drinking, we were like, hey, that's what you should be, the Frozen Asian, because Robert is Indonesian, and I guess that is technically Asia, which I didn't know. But Robert was like, yeah, that'll be funny. And then I came on right now with the logo ready to go. He's like, I don't know if I want to really do this.
Oh, gosh.
Well, just for this episode.
I've been having internet issues, so on Zoom lately, I have technically been the Frozen Asian a few times the past.
Maybe that's what it meant. I don't know.
But anyways, so we're back. We're trying to shoot some content for you fans, whoever you are. We actually up to 52 subscribers now. I can't believe it. Our hard work is paying off. I was anticipating that maybe I'd have to beg people to try to get to 50 today, but we did get to 50. So now we're on our march to 100, I hope. So anybody out there who can help us out, hit subscribe. Even if you don't like the show, just subscribe anyways, please. Help us out.
We're moving up past the jobber status slowly but surely.
Surely, yeah.
Hey, I think our show's shaping up, considering it's changed a lot from the beginning. I think it's better. Maybe we'll improve. We're not like AEW, like not really caring if we improve. I actually do want to improve. I want more viewership. So we'll see what happens. But anyways, this week, we're not going to talk a whole lot of AEW. It was kind of slow week in terms of AEW. So we're going to go to WWE, and we're going to talk some CM Punk because we didn't do that last week. We did talk about his debut and his initial Raw promo that he did, which wasn't really much of anything. It's just, hello, I'm back. I'm happy to be back and all that type of stuff. So since then, he did have an appearance on Smackdown, which was a lot better. Cut a longer promo, talked about a lot of different things. Vlad, remember some of it? Because I'm not going to play any of that. Some things about Roman Reigns, right? Some things about whether he's going to choose Raw or SmackDown.
SmackDown, he's going to be in the Royal Rumble. What's he going to be doing? Is he going to be working against maybe Seth? He mentioned everybody that you could pretty much think of. He had some time. He even mentioned that his time was short on Raw, that they cut his time. He mentioned a lot of different things, even mentioning his AEW exploits, kind of tongue-in-cheek, by talking about how who would in 2023 who would punch fellow coworkers, who would do such things, things like that.
Yeah, which the crowd didn't really react to. So some people were saying, "Oh, the WWE crowd isn't really in the loop about what's going on and about AEW, or they don't really care." Which,
well, you know what? I don't know. Some people in the front rows to me seemed like they did, but maybe like overall they didn't know, which is probably true. A lot of people that watch WWE TV probably don't know the ins and outs of what's going on in AEW.
I think he should pretty much no-sell AEW personally. Just forget that period of his life. Move on. He's lucky that he got another chance here in WWE, and just play ball, make the best of it. So anyways, people did laud that SmackDown promo. I was not so hot for it personally, and I'm not really hot for angles where someone's going to choose whether they're going to be on Raw or SmackDown. Like, I don't really care about that. I'm going to no-sell that personally on this show. If there's ever going to be an angle on any show where someone's like, oh, you're going to pick between Raw and SmackDown, I really don't care. I don't think there should be a brand split. I don't think there should be two champions in the company. It's kind of what ruined boxing. But in a way, boxing is better because if you are really good, you usually try to unify the titles. So you would be like, hey, I want all the titles. I want to be the undisputed world champion. But in this case, they're separate brands, and they're kind of resisting having one unified champion for the whole company. which is very disappointing to me. A negative to me about WWE booking in today's age. They were going really, really well, killing AEW, blowing them out of the water, and then they decided to add the World Heavyweight title earlier this year. We have segments about that if you want to look that up on our page where we criticize the World Heavyweight title and the brand split, but we don't want to get into that. So anyways, I'm going to play some of CM Punk from Raw, and he was going to choose which brand he was going to go on. So this is Adam Pearce, and he's trying to sell Punk on Raw, and the other GM from SmackDown was also trying to sell Punk on SmackDown.
And it calls himself the best in the world, CM Punk.
This is Adam Pearce. I skipped to Adam Pearce in the ring, introducing Punk. Punk comes out. Hell froze over is what his t-shirt says. Still looks weird that he's back in WWE. I'm going to play it from here for a few minutes. This is where he announces he's going to pick Raw.
If you're mad about it, you better learn to love it, because congratulations, Adam Pearce. The newest Raw superstar is named CM Punk. And CM Punk is home.
So, I guess any comments on him choosing Raw? Do you guys want to say anything about that, or you want to no-sell that?
No, I'm gonna no-sell it, but in this, the audio sounds like he sounds like Donald Trump in certain segments, so it's gonna be hilarious. So that's the only thing I'm gonna add to that so far. I don't have any great analysis from joining Raw, because I think I agree with you. Like, who cares? This whole Raw SmackDown brand split has always been the worst part of WWE to me. So the fact that he's in WWE is the most important thing. The fact that there's a brand split is the worst of it. So yeah.
Robert?
Well, not necessarily a comment about which brand he chose, but the fact that he's making this decision in Cleveland made me think of the decision that LeBron James made more than a decade ago when he left Cleveland.
I didn't even think of that.
So I was actually halfway expecting a reference to that decision that was made when LeBron left Cleveland, because CM Punk is making this decision in Cleveland, but that reference never came up. I'm like, is anyone going to say it? Even the commentators? Nobody? All right, so it never happened. I was kind of expecting it, and it didn't happen. I don't necessarily care about the brand that he decided to go with. I did expect him to choose Raw anyway, so it wasn't a surprise. So I didn't really care about that. I was just more so...
Well, I'll just add one real quick thing. Obviously, he was going to go to Raw because Randy Orton had already chose SmackDown. They can't have both guys go to SmackDown. Then it's like, well, nobody wants to go to Raw type of thing. So yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, I think most people were probably maybe a little disappointed just because now we have to watch Raw to see CM Punk, and sometimes, so Raw is the skippable show out of all the wrestling shows in our day and age right now.
It's 3 hours. That's why.
It's 3 hours, and it's mostly fluff, and very little happens. But anyways, I'm going to move on from that. Let's see what happens afterward. Seth Rollins' music hits, okay? And he comes out. And if you guys don't know, I think you all know, amongst the internet community, if you're not amongst the internet wrestling community, these two guys don't like each other from back when Punk left WWE the first time. Some wrestlers had some ill feelings towards him and his attitude and how it was hard to work with. So Seth Rollins was very outspoken about that. And they're going to use that here and turn it into an angle. Let's see some of this confrontation they have. Let's listen in. We'll get some comments from you guys afterwards. And yes, by the way, I did have to change the audio, Vlad. I tweaked the audio a little bit just so
I know.
Nailed by copyright. So this is not how they sound. But, if you want to see the actual scene, you can go find the scene wherever it is.
You watch Raw.
Okay, so this is the initial face-off, and I'm going to skip forward a little bit.
Me just one little favor, just one thing, please. Don't you dare call this place your home. You abandoned this place 10 years ago. Not only did you abandon it, but you actively tried to tear it down.
Yeah, that's a good point right there.
You spent 10 years slandering me, slandering every single person back in that locker room, and then you want to walk back in here and call this place your home? This is not your home. This is my home.
Well, why can't it be both their homes? Okay, so they're staring at each other. I gotta describe some of this for the audio listeners.
Here. Everybody in the back, those are my brothers and sisters. Everybody here, everybody watching at home, that is my family, and this is our home. And I will do everything within my power to protect it from people like you. Let me make one thing perfectly clear. I don't want there to be any confusion. I know I'm a bit worked up. I want everybody to understand I'm going to say it plainly with every fiber in my being. I hate you.
Yeah. Pretty hardcore for this day and age.
But if you're going to be a part of WWE again, then I want you on Monday Night Raw. Because the truth always comes out, pal. I know, you know, everybody else knows. This is your last chance. And so, one of two things is gonna happen. Either you're gonna expose yourself, you're gonna self-destruct like you always do, and I'll be the first person in the back to slam the door shut on your legacy. Or if by some miracle you have changed and you've got any gas left in this old tank, maybe one day you'll be lucky enough to stand across the ring from me in a World Heavyweight Championship match, and then I will expose you for the fraud that you are. I will show you that there are levels to this. I will wrestle circles around you, and I will let you understand in real time what it means to be the best in the world.
All right, let's pause it before we move on to what Punk's response would be. Go ahead, Vlad.
Well, Punk didn't really just say, this is good stuff from Rollins. I would say this is the best angle he's been in and the best promo work he's done in a long, long time. I was also going to add real quick that similar to some of the things that guys like Eddie Kingston and Moxley and even Adam Page were saying, that they have to protect this place from people like Punk, protect it from the guy that actually draws the money. But okay, I kind of find that kind of funny, but nonetheless, okay.
I was going to say that too. It sounds like a lot of what the guys in AEW said, but the difference is that he's not blindsided. The AEW guys, they didn't tell him he was going to say that. They just said it to him right in his face on national TV for the first time. This one has been prepared, so they have like a gentleman's agreement to do this way, so I think it's okay. Robert, do you have any comments so far on what Seth Rollins have to say, laying down the truth on CM Punk like this?
Yeah, I actually agree with a lot of the things Seth Rollins said. He's speaking a lot of truth. I mean, it is what it is. He's telling a lot of truths here. And his promo compared to the AEW guys, this is to me the most similar to what Hangman Adam Page said when he said, I'm not just going to protect this championship from you, I'm going to protect AEW from you. At that time, though, when I heard the Hangman Adam Page promo, I was a bit confused. We didn't really know what was going on backstage at the time. We found out later. It was lacking context. This time, we definitely know the context. And like you said, this was prepared. And I also think Seth Rollins delivered it better than Hangman Adam Page. But if I were to compare this promo to any of the AEW promos, I think that was most similar to Hangman Adam Page's.
The one thing I will say that was kind of really, really true, I think the other stuff about Punk's attitude and not being able to work with people, that's probably like blown over. I think that's going to be fine. But the one thing he said about being a better wrestler than him, because on your picture behind you, Robert, it says the best in the world. But he's not really the best in the world anymore at wrestling. Like, Seth Rollins is a better wrestler in the ring, way better. Punk has had his troubles even staying in the ring, staying healthy. When he tries to do these matches where he's trying to prove he's the best in the world, he's going to, like, tear something. So it'll be interesting to see how they work together and what kind of match they have. If they're going to try to really pull off, like, a 5-star match, and if Punk can really do it anymore without being on the shelf for 6 months. So I'm going to play Punk's response. Let's see his rebuttal. Stood there and listened to that. the entire time. Something Jim Cornette criticizes when you just stand there and listen to the guy criticize you for like 5 minutes straight. I wouldn't do that. I would punch the guy.
Are you done? That's your one pass, to stand here and speak to me disrespectfully without me coming after you.
Oh, he gave him a pass. How nice of him.
I have never asked for anything to be handed to me, and I've always done things stubbornly the hard way, and I'm here to do that. Adam Pearce, where you at? We're making things official. We might as well make it official. CM Punk is entering the Royal Rumble. And when CM Punk wins, maybe, Seth, it's you he's coming after.
CM Punk is now part of the Monday Night Raw roster. He is exclusive.
All right, then. Closing comments from you guys. Robert.
I expected more from CM Punk as a response. I mean, this is the guy that's known as the pipe bomb, right? I expected a better rebuttal. But he did say he gave him a pass. I'm sure the next time they come face to face, he'll actually have more to say. But I did want more out of CM Punk's response.
Vlad?
Yeah, I agree with that. That you kind of would expect more from the guy that's probably one of the best promos in the business. But I think they're maybe saying that they wanted this to be kind of Rollins' moment. They didn't really want it back and forth so much in this situation. They wanted Rollins to say his piece this time, and then I think down the line, as they get their feud going, there'll be times for them to have a quote-unquote promo battle if need be. So overall, I think I like the direction that this is going in. There's a purpose. He's announced for the Royal Rumble. I'm pretty sure he's going to be going up against Seth at some point soon, if not WrestleMania, if that's not the plan. But anyways, overall, pretty good. Definitely the most memorable thing that happened from Raw is I can't remember anything else.
Yeah, and it's unusual to not hear you criticizing Seth Rollins incessantly. So not so goofy. Yeah. He did the laugh a little bit, but he didn't do it excessively.
Sure, I mean he dresses ridiculously, and his voice is kind of grating to your ears. But the thing is, when he's serious, he's good, and he's always been good. That's why I've never understood this whole character, that he's this laughing, psychopathic, whatever kind of weirdo guy that's all happy and kind of jovial and kind of glides to the ring and whatever. I mean, he's a great worker, and if you remember his stuff from The Shield, he was great. But his last couple of years as this weird character that laughs uncontrollably and wears just weird clothing and sunglasses in an indoor stadium is just weird, So
I'll just say one thing about the Royal Rumble, that Cody is probably expected to win, right? Like the favorite. That's what everyone's expecting, that he's going to get his rematch and finish the story. Probably be too predictable. I could see CM Punk winning and Cody maybe getting his match some other way. It would be more creative and interesting to me if they could think of some way to do that. I guess I could see Seth Rollins interfering in that match and costing CM Punk and getting him eliminated, which could lead to their WrestleMania match somehow. I guess we'll see how they play it out. But that'll be it for this segment. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. We'll be back with more segments. We're going to talk about Smackdown next. Randy Orton confronting Roman Reigns and the Bloodline. Please subscribe and hit the notification bell, and you'll be notified whenever we post that video. Thank you very much for listening.